Hi everyone, so I will be discussing Leetcode daily challenge problem, um, minimum deletions to make character frequencies unique. So in this problem we are given string s, and the string s is called good if there are no two different characters in s that have the same frequency. So given a string s, we have to return the minimum number of characters that we need to delete to make s good. The frequency of a character in a string is the number of times it appears in the string. So, for example, in string AAB, the frequency of A is 2 and the frequency of B is 1. So, the problem statement is saying that what we have given a string S. What we want, basically, we want to convert into a good string. So, uh, basically, a good string is the one in which all the frequencies. So here the frequency of A is 2 and frequency of B is 1. So all the elements, all the characters that are present should have different frequencies. For example, in this case, it is already good. So we don't need to delete any character. So the output is 0. And in this example, we have A 3 times, B 3 times, and C 2 times. Now in this case, um, um, the frequency of A and frequency of B is same. So now we want to delete A or B such that the deletions are minimum, and also we achieve the this good string thing where all the characters have different um, frequencies. So let's say we decide to delete B because A and B frequencies are same. So if we delete one B, we would have two here. But now B and C both have the same frequency, so we also would want to delete this B one more time. Now then we would have all the frequencies as different, so we required two deletions. Similarly, in this case, the count of A is 3, the count of B is 2, the count of C is 2, the count of E is 1. Now in this case, um, we want to delete either B or C because both have the same frequency. So now if we delete B, it would be 1, but again B and E now have the same frequency, so we will want to delete it one more time. So now frequency of B is 0, and this means that B is not even present here, so we don't want to consider its frequency now, and we want to check frequency of A, C and E, and all the three are different. Now it becomes a good string, and the minimum deletions required are 2. So this is the explanation to the problem statement. So now the brute force approach would be to basically, let's say if we have some count, uh, so let's say if we have this count array. Now let's say this belongs to character A, this belongs to character B, this C, D, E, F and G. Now in a brute force, what we could do basically, we could see, for example, for this 4, now we have two characters which have a count of 4. Now we want to delete one of them such that they don't match with uh, uh, the count of any other character. Now let's say if I decide to delete this C. Now if we see, if I delete it by 1, it clashes with A. If I delete by 2, it clashes with G. If I delete by 3, it clashes with B. So I would want to delete all the 4 occurrences, which means that this would go to 0. So we require 4 plus, now for this 6, um, if let's say if I want to delete this e, now if I delete e one time only, I would have 5, and 5 is not here anywhere in the array, so I would basically add one deletion. So total 5 deletions would be required. So this is how in a brute force way we can obtain the solution to the answer. So basically we would check if the um, frequency, if after deletion the frequency is there or not. So there is also an optimal approach for solving this problem. So in for the optimal approach, there is an observation. So let's say if we have count like this 662. Now we can sort this count array. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 6. Now we start from uh, this index and check if these two indices are same. So it is true that both are same. So what I would do, I would basically set this to -1, which means basically 6 minus 1, so it would be 5. Then I would check if these two are equal. Not even that, I would check if this 4. Now what I would do basically, when I add this 5 and 6 thing, I would I would carry a minimum and max value. So it would be 5 here and 6 here. I would check if this 4 is in between these two values, which is false. 4 is not in between 5 and 6. So I would set min and max again back to -1. Now I would check for these two cases if both are same. Now both are same here. So I would again reduce one of them to -1, which means 4 minus 1, 3. And also now min become 3 and this becomes 4. Now I would check for this character 3, I would check if 3 belongs to, basically 3 is greater than equal to min, uh, which is true. 3 is equal to 3. So what I would do, I would basically reduce this by 1. So this would also be reduced by 1. Now min becomes 2. Now again for this case I would check if 2 belongs to this range, and which is 2. So I would also reduce it by 1. Now this goes to 1. And again for this one I would check if this belongs to this range, which is true. Then I would set this to 0. Now the total deletions, if we see, one deletion here, one deletion here, and one deletion here, one deletion here, and one deletion here. So total 5 deletions are required, which is equal to the last time. With the other method also we are getting 5 as our answer. Now so this is how we can solve. So the observation is that uh, if we have a count, uh, if we have something like this as our frequencies, so if we so now 4 and 4 both are same, and we know that for this case we would want one of them to set to be 0. From method 1 we want to set this to 0, and we would say 4 deletions are required. Now with the other method, uh, what we would do, we would change this to 3, we would change this to 2, we would change this to 1, change this to 0, and from that also we are getting 4 as our answer. So either we change one of them directly to 0 or reduce other 4 by 1, it's the same thing. Now there could be other cases. So let's say there is a case 1 2 2 2 3. This is the frequency array. So in this case, for 3, in this case nothing we have to do. Now for this, now this these both are same. So we change this to 1, and min becomes 1 and max becomes 2. Again, this 2 is also in the this 1 to 2 range. So we would set this, we would not subtract this by 1. We would basically set this to min minus 1, which is 1 minus 1, which is 0. Min becomes 0. Now for this case, we cannot set its count to minus 1, which is 0 minus 1, because frequency could be 0 or positive. So in that case we want to set it to 0. So the deletions in this case would be 1 for this case, 2 for this case, and 1 for this case. So total 4 deletions would be required. So I would let's say the input string is A B B C C D D E E E. This is the input string, and I would run this code for this input string. So initially there is a char count. So char count basically is a hash map. So char count would have count of characters, uh, basically characters, and then its count. So um, when we run this loop, we loop through the string length and start storing the count of characters. So B to C to D to E3. This we would have. Now I would also have a sorted count array where I would basically initially um, add elements, so and then apply a sorting function to sort the count. So it would be sort in sorted order, which is this. So part in this part of the code, I am just adding these counts and sorting the array. Now the rest of the part, so initially I am setting min to minus 1 and max to minus 1. Now I am starting my loop from here, this index, and when max is minus 1, so in this case max is minus 1 currently, and there is also an answer which is 0. Now here 2 is not equal to 3, so I would not do anything. I would basically check in this if statement if these two elements are same, which is not, so I would decrement the counter, and the counter is here. Now again I would go in this if statement and check if both are same, which is true, both are same. So what I would do, I would set this minimum to 2 minus 1, which is 1, and maximum to 2. So this is what we have, and I would since we have deleted one element, so I would set this answer to basically increment the answer by 1. Um, now I comes to here. Now here, in this case, I would check if 2 belongs to this interval, 1 to 2 interval, which is true. So what I would do basically, check if min is 0. So currently min is not 0, so I would go here and basically set this to min minus 1. So also in this case I get this thing 1. Now this would be set to min minus 1. So it would be min minus 1, which is 0. Now after doing that, I also want to see how many characters I have deleted, which is 2. So I would add this 2 to the answer, which is 3, and also set this minimum to the new minimum, which is 0. So now again I would decrement the counter. Now counter is here. Now I would see if again max is not equal to minus 1. So I would come to this else statement and check if min is 0, which is true, min is 0. So I would want to delete this, basically set the count of this 1 to 0. So it would be 0, and I would add how many characters I have deleted, which is 1 character. So I would add this to counter, and min remains the same. And now loop ends and we return the answer, we return 4. So this is the explanation to the solution of this problem, and the time complexity in this case is simply O of n, and space complexity is also it would be at max of 26, because there are 26 characters only, and the time complexity is of O of n because in sorting we would only have 26 characters at maximum. So basically 26 counts as maximum, so even if we sort it would be 26 log 26. So it is, we can consider it as order of 1. So uh, it would be O of n. O of n would, is the bigger the this loop part is the bigger is the more computational task than this sorting the array task. So the time complexity would be O of n only.